Hello gamers from around the world, this is Archimedes, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with another exciting video. Friends, in case you wondered why it was so quiet on my channel over the last 2 weeks, it's because I was on vacation camping with my kids and wife and got some well needed distraction. Just wanted to let you know that I thank everyone who did not unsubscribe, and I'll be back on my weekly release schedule starting with this video. And today we are going to talk about the Xbox September event. Well, we actually don't know whether it's going to be an actual event, a stream like Inside Xbox episode, or some announcement via a media outlet or an influencer. We do know that Xbox is going to be at the Tokyo Game Show on 24th of September, but they already confirmed that there won't be any new game announcements in Tokyo. And since it's heavily rumored that Sony has another event planned in September, I doubt that the Tokyo Game Showcase will be all from Xbox this month. And that is because Xbox has a lot, and I mean a lot, left to show. May it be the long-awaited gameplay for first-party titles running on the Series X, the announcement of price, pre-orders and release date of their next-gen consoles, game announcements, studio acquisitions, and even another actual console is left to be revealed. So there is a lot to get excited about, and we will go through it all by summarizing. What announcements has Xbox left to make in the lead up to the next-gen console launch? Which of those will they actually show in September, and which ones will they save for October? Yes, I think they will also save stuff for October. And third, we will talk about what Xbox should do and announce in my humble opinion, and why they have so much left to show so close to the launch of the Series X. But before we do all that, I want to ask you for a favor. If you watch this video and think you like what you see, then please consider to hit the like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content. I put a lot of work into my videos and I try to grow my channel, and this one little click from you helps me more than you think. And if you are an active gamer on social media, please feel free to share it out. I would greatly appreciate it. But now let's see what we can expect from Xbox in September. Let's start with a bit of hardware talk first. The Series X has been announced in December last year, and we've had multiple deep dives into the specs of the Series X, the latest being the hot chip presentation in August, where we got a real inside look into the APU's capabilities. So I would say hardware wise we are all aware of the specs from the Xbox Series X, and all fanboyism aside, it's safe to say that the Xbox Series X will be the most powerful console next generation. Okay, we basically know all about the hardware of the Series X, but Microsoft has another console in the making. It's probably the worst kept secret in the gaming industry that Microsoft plans to release a second Xbox console that will be most likely titled Xbox Series S. There have been countless leaks and pointers to the existence of the second Xbox. Its codename during development is of course the Xbox Lockhart, and for those who haven't heard about it yet, it's going to be a cheaper and less powerful console than the Series X, just like we have it today with the Xbox One X and S. My guess is that in September we finally will see this console revealed, and it'll be discussed intensively if it's a good thing or not. It's definitely something unprecedented that we have a 2-SKU console launch, and I still think that this is a very smart move from Microsoft. This console is perfect for the casual gamer market and the perfect entry system to next gen on a budget. Trust me, Microsoft will sell definitely more Series S consoles than of their powerhouse console, the Series X. I don't want to go into too much detail here on the Series S. I have a dedicated video for that, where you can find out everything we know so far about the Series Lockhart, aka the Series S, including the rumored specs, which are basically the same as the Series X with a less powerful GPU. The Series S will play and run all games like the bigger brother, just with scaled down graphics and or less resolution. You can find the link for my dedicated video in the description below. But what else has Xbox left to show? Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is gameplay for their first-party games. Microsoft has laid out their roadmap for the games coming in the next 2 or 3 years. Besides Halo, they announced games like Hellblade 2, Forza Motorsport, Fable, my personal favorite, Avowed, State of Decay 3, Psychonauts 2, Everwild, and so on. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming, with even more games to be announced, but we will talk about that later. The thing is, we haven't seen any of these games running on the Series X, and let's face it, the console is supposed to come out in November, so in 2 months, and we haven't seen one game from the Xbox Game Studios running on the Series X. Now, I have seen many statements out there like the games are not ready to be shown, but I think they don't need to be ready to be shown. Other publishers and especially their biggest competitor Sony also found ways to show games way before they are ready to launch. Another argument I have heard a lot is the games are early in development, and that made me think, is that true? Cause let's have a look here. Halo Infinite, more than 5 years in the making. Hellblade 2, 3 years in the making. Fable, the first rumor or leak was from early 2017, so more than 3.5 years in the making. Forza Motorsport 8, 3 years in the making. Avowed was the reason Microsoft bought the developer Obsidian in 2018, so they had to have something to pitch them, so at least 3 years in the making. State of Decay 3, 2.5 years in the making, and I could go on. So yeah, the games are not ready, no doubt, but it's hard for me to believe that after all these years of development there is nothing Xbox can show. So let's hope that Microsoft listens carefully to what the fans, influencers and media sites are requesting right now. And that is gameplay and a showcase of what the new Xbox console can do. They could show, for instance, let's say 30 seconds of Hellblade 2 or Forza or Fable. Give us an idea what graphics will look like on the new consoles, and that would be enough. And if I were Microsoft, I would also double down and show how the third-party games they have the marketing deals for will look like on the Series X. For instance, even though Cyberpunk won't launch with the Series X enhancement patch, they should demonstrate how that game will look with all bells and whistles of Raytracing and higher frame rates. Or show an AC Valhalla trailer that says captured on the Series X with all the enhancements this game will get, and so on. You know where I'm going with this. I have to be honest here, Microsoft has said that they heard the feedback from fans before and they still decided not to show gameplay in July or August, which was a bit of a letdown, but I'm cautiously optimistic now that in the weeks leading up to the launch in November they will actually show off what the Series X can do. But let's move on. Price, pre-orders as well as the actual launch date of the console are yet to be revealed. Now, here's the thing, Sony and Microsoft are playing chicken at the moment, both not revealing the price cause they want to probably undercut the competitor. I know that many are annoyed by that, and well, I'm also not really patient and want to lock my pre-orders for both of the consoles in. But guys, I bet that Microsoft is prepared to wait even longer with the price reveal, and whether we like it or not, and I do not like it, but if necessary they wait till the end of October if you ask me. As I have explained in detail in my video on the price of the next gen consoles, I think that Microsoft will put out the Series X at a highly competitive price at $399, and here's why. They have said multiple times that they have the financial backing of the mother company, that they are aware of the worldwide economy during these times, and most importantly they know that price is key and even more important at the beginning of the generation than the actual launch lineup. So if Microsoft is able to have such a fantastic price as $399 for the Series X or not, why would they not just announce the price right now and surprise everyone? Well, I think they are not sure how to price the Series S at the moment, $249 or $299. Since they will sell more units of the entry-level console, this console is the bigger gamble for them. So my take is, they want to see where Sony will price the PS5 and they want to see how the public reaction is to the Series S reveal. And that's why we shouldn't expect prices for the next gen consoles in September but in October. Maybe we get an actual release date, which is strongly rumored to be November 6th. And well, Sony is already taking in pre-orders in the US for selected customers without having the price announced. Maybe Xbox will do something similar, but I hope that they just have at some point regular pre-orders. And with that, let's move on to the game announcements from Xbox in September. Well, games are the most important and fun thing to discuss, so let's start with some back compat talk. I'm certain that they will announce and show some back compat games. They will demonstrate how machine learning is improving games without developers doing anything, like adding HDR, or how good machine learning can improve texture quality of older games. And they will of course show some games that get dedicated Series X enhancement patches like Gears 5, which is supposed to run at a higher quality setting than the PC Ultra setting, or Forza Horizon Season 4 at higher frame rates, and my personal favorite, The Witcher 3 with Raytracing. But besides the back-compat games, they have also a couple of games left to announce from the Xbox Game Studios. The big one being of course the quadruple A game from The Initiative, a newly founded studio which is led by Darrell Gallagher, who is the mind behind the reboot of the Tomb Raider franchise. Rumor has it that they are working on a Perfect Dark reboot, or at least a game that is set in the Perfect Dark universe. But we recently also got some concept art tweets by Eric Persson, who is the art director at The Initiative. And look at those images, they give me a Prince of Persia vibe. So let's hope we find out soon what that game will be. Then Microsoft has left to announce the AAA RPG from In Exile. The studio recently launched the very well received Wasteland 3, and we know that they are working on a big budget RPG running in Unreal Engine 5. Would be great to see what they are cooking up. Apparently it's something special cause the unannounced AAA RPG was the reason Microsoft bought the studio, so it must be something incredible. And then there's the game from Compulsion, makers of We Happy Few. Apparently it's a BioWare meets Uncharted type of game, and I'm also very eager to learn what this studio is working on. Besides these three major studios and the game announcements from them, I think Microsoft will let us know about some PC games coming to the console, especially the highly popular and well-reviewed Microsoft Flight Sim and the spin-off Gears strategy game Gears Tactics. If I were Microsoft, I would launch those two within the launch weeks of the console and show off gameplay from Gears Tactics and especially from the drop-dead gorgeous looking Flight Sim running on the Series X. And last, but in no way least, let's talk about new studio acquisitions and Game Pass. Rumors out there say for a while now that Microsoft has acquired new studios, and if that's the case, I bet we hear about those by the end of September. May it be the rumored Polish studio or my personal wish, Asobo, I bet we will hear about one or two acquisitions from Microsoft. And adding up on that, if I were Microsoft and have the issue that I have to go up against Sony, who has Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ratchet & Clank in the launch window of the next gen console, and my flagship title Halo just got delayed, I would put down a big bag of money and bring one major third-party game day and date to Game Pass. Cyberpunk might be too big, and I don't know if Ubisoft with AC Valhalla could be able to be convinced, but I'm thinking for instance Outriders would be a great title for Xbox to have day one in Game Pass at launch of the Series X. But besides that, Microsoft has also probably some third-party announcements left. For instance, what happened to Elden Ring, the Souls-like game where Game of Thrones mastermind George R.R. Martin is involved? Or does Microsoft have the marketing rights to the highly rumored remastered trilogy of Mass Effect? Rumors also have it that Ubisoft will announce very soon a new Prince of Persia, and Crytek has registered a new trademark called Crisis Wars. So, lots of potential third-party game announcements coming where Microsoft could get the marketing rights for, and I'm sure we will hear about one or two of these kind of deals. But whatever it is, I am looking forward to find out what Microsoft will present as a launch lineup and how they want to kick off next gen. So, and with that, the video is now a bit longer than I intended, but you see, Xbox has a ton left to show and announce leading up to the launch of the Series X and S in November. New games, gameplay and actual console, Game Pass announcements, studio acquisitions, back-compat enhanced games, third-party games, and of course price pre-orders and the launch date of the console. And with so many announcements to come, the absolute right question is, why is Microsoft so silent at the moment? Sony is also very quiet, don't misunderstand me, they have even more to explain than Microsoft, and that's why to many gamers, including myself, this feels like the most weird lead up to a new console generation ever. But then, we live in unprecedented times, and as much as I want to learn and see that stuff, I do have one explanation why Microsoft, and Sony for that matter, are holding so many info specs so close before launch. And no, it has nothing to do with the ongoing global situation, although this has definitely changed plans at Xbox and PlayStation. But in this day and age with social media and all, news and hypes are extremely fast paced. Today's hype and big news is forgotten within a week or two, and that's why Microsoft and Sony will both announce their stuff much closer to launch. Cause obviously that's when you want to be the hype at its pinnacle. Cause usually by this time of the year there would have been a few game shows already where people would have gotten their hands on, but obviously that's missing now and they have to completely rely on social media for marketing. That's why we should expect the last 4 weeks or so before the next gen console consoles come out to be the weeks with a lot of news drops. And boy, am I excited to learn about all those things. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and consider sharing this out to other gamers. I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know in the comments below, what do you expect to be announced in September? What do you think will be announced in October? What do you think why both of them are not revealing the next gen completely? Just drop your thoughts down below. And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching, I see you the next time, and game on!